the IT Factor. We're Jimmy and Nye.
And we're diving into a new blog post.
Yeah, by Mr. Len Kaplan.
Oh, yeah, I know Len.
He's CEO of CDML.
They're an MSP in Queens.
New York.
Offering a whole bunch of services, actually.
Yeah, they do network management, VoIP, and UCAS, cybersecurity, IaaS, cloud.
Microsoft 365 and Azure.
If you're a small business owner or manage IT.
Oh, this is the episode for you, for sure.
So stick around.
This blog post, it really resonated with me.
Interesting.
Kaplan starts by talking about,
Okay.
you know how much we rely on Wi-Fi these days?
Oh, yeah. Hey.
And, for many small business owners, it seems like the easiest and cheapest option.
And like just grabbing a router from the store,
Exactly.
just calling it a day.
Yeah.
That DIY approach.
Right.
Yeah, it feels very familiar. But then he goes on to say it's a hidden danger.
Yeah.
Especially for businesses.
That's the thing.
So what makes him say that?
Well, it's all about security, or rather the lack of it.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah,
Your
okay.
office Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's like the front door to your business.
Okay.
But instead of a sturdy lock, you've got it propped open with a flimsy twig.
Okay.
All your sensitive data,
Like what?
customer info,
Yeah.
financials, proprietary stuff.
Okay.
It's just flowing through that wide open door.
Oh, no.
A hacker could just waltz right in.
So that's the big risk.
Absolutely.
But what's the alternative?
Well,
Should we all be running Ethernet cables throughout the office?
I wouldn't say ditching Wi-Fi altogether.
Okay.
But Kaplan is a big advocate for what he calls a professionally designed network
Okay.
with a wired backbone.
Okay.
Think of it like the foundation of a house.
Got it.
You need that strong base
Yeah.
to build everything else on.
So walk me through this.
Sure.
What does a professionally designed network actually look like?
Okay, so imagine your network as a highway system.
Okay.
A wired backbone using things like Ethernet cables
Yeah.
or even fiber optic lines.
Can't see.
It's like the interstate,
Okay.
high-speed,
Yeah.
reliable,
Yeah.
and built to handle a lot of traffic.
Oh.
Wi-Fi is then like those local roads.
The local road.
Convenient for getting around,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't want to rely on them for a cross-country trip.
With a heavy load.
Exactly.
Okay, so the wired backbone is for the heavy lifting.
Right.
The core data traffic.
Yeah.
And Wi-Fi is more for individual devices.
Exactly.
Got it.
And when you have that solid foundation, you can then layer on the Wi-Fi securely, knowing that it's not the only line of defense.
Right.
Protecting your business.
Protecting your business. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we've got the foundation.
Yes.
How do we secure it?
Well, that's a great question.
Let's dive into that next.
Sounds good.
So we've got that foundation.
Right, that solid foundation.
Yeah.
With the wired backbone.
But now we got to,
Secure it.
secure that Wi-Fi.
That's right.
Okay, so
Kaplan points out that those consumer-grade routers,
the ones you just pick up at Best Buy.
exactly the ones you get at the electronics store,
Yeah.
they're often riddled with vulnerabilities.
Oh, no.
Weak default passwords, outdated software,
Okay.
lack of proper segmentation.
I see.
It's like leaving all the doors in your business unlocked,
Yikes.
even the ones to the most sensitive areas.
Got it. So ditch the cheap routers.
Yeah, get rid of those.
Okay.
But
What do you replace them with?
What kind of equipment should a small business owner be looking at?
Right.
This is where I start to feel out of my depth.
Well, Kaplan talks about enterprise-grade equipment.
Enterprise grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't let the name intimidate you.
Okay.
It's just gear designed specifically for businesses.
Okay.
With security baked in.
Got it.
Things like firewalls,
Okay.
managed switches,
And access points with serious encryption protocols.
like what, WPA3?
WPA3 encryption.
Yeah, have you heard of that?
Vaguely familiar, but explain it like I'm 5.
Okay, so imagine WPA3 encryption
Okay.
as a super strong lock
Okay.
on your Wi-Fi network.
Got it.
Makes it nearly impossible for hackers to break in
Okay.
and snoop around your data,
Mm-hmm.
even if they manage to snag your password.
That's good.
It's a must-have
Yeah.
for any business handling sensitive information.
So we've got the sturdy foundation with the wired backbone,
Right.
and then the strong lock on the Wi-Fi with WPA3.
Yep.
What else is part of this professional network setup?
Good question.
Yeah.
Kaplan is a big believer in network segmentation.
Network segmentation.
Yes.
That's that.
Think of it as creating separate,
Okay.
secure wings
Uh-huh.
within your office building.
Interesting.
You might have one wing for your employees,
Okay.
another for guests,
Mm-hmm.
and a super secure lockdown vault.
For your most sensitive financial data.
Oh, wow.
That's what segmentation does.
It's like creating different zones.
It limits the damage a hacker can do.
Oh, I see.
Even if they breach one part of the network.
Okay, so they can't get into everything.
Exactly.
That's smart.
It is.
And how is that segmentation actually implemented?
Okay.
More fancy equipment.
That's where those managed switches come in.
Oh, the managed switches we talked about.
Right.
Okay.
They're like traffic cops.
Yeah.
Directing data to the right places.
Yeah.
Making sure that only authorized users have access to certain areas of the network.
So it's not just open season.
No.
Everyone's got their own lane.
Yeah, it's like having security guards posted at every door.
Okay.
Checking IDs and granting access only to those who belong.
Okay. Starting to get the picture.
Good.
But let's be realistic.
Right.
Setting up all this sounds
a little complicated. Yep. It can be.
Is Kaplan suggesting every small business needs to hire a full-time IT staff?
Not at all.
Okay, good.
And this is where Kaplan's own company comes in.
Oh.
CDML?
Yeah, CDML.
They're an MSP.
What's an MSP?
It stands for Managed Service Provider.
Okay.
Think of them as your outsourced IT department.
Interesting. So you don't have to have them in-house?
Exactly.
Okay.
They handle everything.
Like what?
From designing and installing the network to keeping it secure and running smoothly.
So they do it all.
They're the experts.
So an MSP is like having a whole team of IT experts on call?
Yeah.
Without the overhead of hiring them all yourself.
Exactly.
That sounds pretty appealing.
It is for a lot of businesses.
Especially for a small business owner.
Right.
Who's already juggling a million things.
They can take care of all the technical stuff.
Oh, okay.
So you can focus on what you do best.
Running my business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Kaplan argues that having a professional handle your network can actually save you money in the long run.
Now that's interesting. How so?
Well, think about it.
Oh.
Downtime from a network crash.
Yeah.
Or the fallout from a security breach could be way more costly
than just having someone manage it.
Than investing in a solid network setup up front.
Okay, I can see how that's possible.
Right.
Downtime.
Downtime is a killer.
From a network crash?
Yeah.
Or the fallout from a security breach could be way more expensive in the long run.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's about proactive prevention rather than reactive damage control.
I like that.
And a well-designed network can also boost productivity by ensuring your employees have fast, reliable access to the resources they need.
So it's good for everyone.
It benefits the whole business.
Okay. So far, we've talked about the risks of DIY Wi-Fi, the advantages of a professionally designed network, and the role of an MSP.
Yep.
But let's get specific.
Okay.
What are some actual steps a small business owner can take if they're ready to ditch the DIY approach and invest in their network security?
Kaplan suggests starting with a thorough assessment of your business needs.
Like what kind of assessment?
Well, how many employees do you have?
Okay.
What kind of data are you dealing with? What are your security requirements?
So really understand what you need.
Exactly.
Before you even start.
Once you have a clear understanding of your needs, you can start exploring those enterprise-grade solutions we talked about.
So it's not just about running out and buying the most expensive equipment.
No,
It's about finding the right solutions. For your specific business.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's another area where an MSP can be invaluable.
Okay.
They can help you choose the right equipment, configure it properly,
Right.
and even provide ongoing monitoring and support
Okay.
to ensure your network stays secure and performs at its best.
So it's like having a partner.
It is a partnership.
Yeah.
Not just a one-time fix.
Okay.
They're there for the long haul.
Sounds like a wise investment.
It can be.
But
what if?
Yeah. What if our listener is still on the fence, thinking maybe I can just beef up my existing Wi-Fi setup, get a stronger password and call it a day?
Right.
What are some real-world examples
of
the kind of risks they might be facing if they go that route?
Okay. I can give you some examples.
Yeah, I think hearing some concrete scenarios might help drive the point home.
Absolutely. Let me paint you a picture. So we've talked about DIY Wi-Fi.
Right, and why it might not be the best.
Especially for businesses.
Yeah, but before we wrap up, I want to bring it back to you.
To the listener out there.
Yeah, what's fascinating here?
I think one of the most interesting things is how Kaplan connects all this tech talk to the real-world impact.
Yeah, to your business.
Exactly.
It goes beyond just the security risks.
Right, it's not just about data being stolen.
And talks about the financial hit you could take.
Yeah, you could really take a hit.
From a poorly designed network.
Absolutely.
What are some examples he uses to kind of illustrate those points?
He asks you to imagine this scenario where your entire network crashes.
Oh, no.
Right in the middle of a huge sales push.
That's the worst time.
The worst time.
Okay.
Orders can't be processed.
Uh-oh.
Emails are bouncing back.
Yikes.
Your website is down.
So basically, you're dead in the water.
Your business is at a standstill.
Okay.
Every minute of downtime is costing you money.
Oh, yeah.
And potentially driving customers away.
So like the digital lights are out.
Exactly.
And nobody can find you.
And nobody wants to shop in the dark.
Right, exactly.
It's a scary thought.
That's a painful thought. And I bet it happens more often than we realize.
More than you'd think.
Yeah.
Kaplan also brings up the long-term damage to your reputation.
Right.
If, say, customer data is compromised.
Right, because of weak security.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And that's a whole other can of worms.
It is.
It's not just about cleaning up the immediate mess.
Right. You have to rebuild trust.
Yeah.
Which can take years.
It's a long road back.
It is.
So it's not just a technology issue.
Right.
It's a business continuity issue.
It is.
A customer trust issue.
Absolutely.
It's really about protecting everything you've worked so hard to build.
You got it.
And that's why
Kaplan argues that investing in a professionally designed and managed network is one of the smartest decisions a business owner can make.
So we've thoroughly explored the why.
We have?
But what about the what now?
What do you do about it?
Yeah, what are some tangible takeaways our listener can put into action today?
Kaplan has a great point about starting small.
Okay, so start small.
Take a look at your current Wi-Fi setup.
Okay, take a look around.
Is it a consumer-grade router?
Yeah.
You picked up for $100? Do you even know how old it is?
Yeah. When's the last time you updated it?
If the answer is yes to either of those.
That's a red flag.
That's a problem.
Okay.
What's the next step?
Do I just chuck the router?
Don't just throw it out.
And get a new one?
Well, hold on.
Okay.
This is where getting expert advice can be really helpful.
Okay.
Kaplan emphasizes finding a trusted IT professional.
Someone who knows their stuff.
Someone who can assess your specific needs.
Okay.
And recommend the right solutions.
Okay.
It might be as simple as upgrading to a business-grade router.
Okay.
Or you might need a more comprehensive network overhaul.
So you might need more help.
You might.
Than just a new router.
It depends on your situation.
Makes sense.
So the first action item
is awareness.
Awareness. Then reaching out.
For a professional assessment.
Yeah, get someone to take a look.
Any other parting advice?
One thing that stuck with me is his advice to think about your network. Like you think about any other critical business investment.
Oh, okay.
Would you skimp on insurance or security for your physical storefront?
Right. I'm going to need that.
Probably not.
No.
Your network deserves the same level of attention and investment.
It's a part of your business.
It's essential.
That's a great way to frame it.
It is.
It's about shifting your mindset.
Right.
From seeing a network as just a utility.
Yeah, like the lights or the plumbing.
Yeah. To seeing it as this vital asset.
The vital asset.
That needs to be protected.
Protected.
And nurtured.
And nurtured.
And that's where partnering with an MSP can really pay off. They become an extension of your team.
They're like your IT superheroes, constantly monitoring and maintaining your network.
Okay.
Freeing you up to focus on
running my business.
Exactly.
So to wrap this all up.
Yes. Let's bring it home.
If you're a small business owner and you've been relying on a DIY Wi-Fi setup.
Yeah, if you've been doing it yourself.
It's time to rethink your approach.
It's time to step up your game.
Investing in a professionally designed and managed network.
It might seem like an added expense.
Right.
But it's actually an investment.
In your business's future.
In your peace of mind.
In its security and its long-term success.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And on that note,
we'll wrap up this deep dive
into the world of office Wi-Fi.
I hope you found it helpful.
We hope you found it insightful and most importantly, actionable.
Until next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the IT Factor.